right, well, hello everyone, and today is Tuesday, January 7th, 2025, and pretty much everything is in a um, short position. I just for those who are new to this challenge, um, I am not doing shorts while I think we're still in a bull run with crypto. So you could have shorted on Bitcoin. The reason why I don't do shorts is because I trade on Coinbase. And the only way I would do shorts is when we're pretty much in a bear market. But on Coinbase, you don't have access to that money for 48 hours. So because I don't want to deal with that unless we're in a bear market, I'm not doing any shorts. All my trades, primarily for this challenge, will be long trades, which means price going from low to high. Shorts are price going from high, making money off of price going from high to low. All right, so I'm gonna look at three different charts. I think it's three: Bitcoin, Avalanche, and Math. Those are the three charts that I've talked about and I've made trades on. So I'm gonna go through them, and I'm gonna add one more chart, and that's XRP, because I think there's a great opportunity, and I will show in that chart where I see the opportunity. So I'm gonna go kind of fast because I don't want to hold up people's time. So let's go to Bitcoin first. And I went through and tried to clean up my charts as much as possible before doing this video. So what we're looking at is the 4-hour chart. I went ahead and redid the fib retracement off of the 4-hour. Is going from this bottom candle right here to this top candle, which made a lower low. And I'm not going to say that this is a bullish flag or anything like that. It could be, but I'm just going to go by the levels, the order blocks, and trend lines. So, because sometimes you can get really fooled by things that look like bullish flags and they end up being head and shoulders. All right, so we reached up here because the last time I did the video on yesterday, let me put it back to just a quick recap. I was saying if we go below, and as you see right here, we went below that that candle, that lowest candle right here, right there, that gray candle, that was the lowest candle. I kept it until it stopped out. So that was 2.46%. And I had alerts set to see if we was going to bounce off of this, which it was at the 23% fib level, and on this resistance area, strong resistance area. So we bypassed that. I'm still going to keep it up here because I think we might try to retest that. So I'm going to keep it up there just for visual. And right now we have bypassed the 50% fib level off of either you can use the hourly chart or I use the 15-minute chart off of a lower time frame. And so I'm just checking it as it's falling. It's trying to see if it's going to bounce off of this previous break of structure area, or is it going to bypass that and go to the 78% fib level and bounce off of that. So, and sometimes what it'll do is, excuse me. Sometimes what it'll do, and you might not can see it, but I just added the 61%. It's right on that break of structure line. Sometimes it'll bounce between here and then go up to the 38% and then come back down, right? And sometimes it'll bounce, go to the 61% and bounce up to the 38%, bounce off of the 50%, and then make its way out. So it can go either direction. That's why I always say just take it step by step, follow the direction of the price movement, and just if it bounces up to the 50% and it can't really stay above it, then we know we're probably going to work our way back down. So, and if it goes past this 50% and stays above it, then we're probably working our way up. And then just kind of keeps, update the trend lines inside of here as well as price moves, and any order blocks, right? So that's pretty much my strategy. And then I typically, as things are moving and I see that we have a demand area, then I will measure like from that demand area to our next resistance and compare the different charts to determine which one I want to go into. So that's where we are on Bitcoin. And on the next one is, I'm going to just go straight to XRP because I haven't done XRP in this challenge, but I have been noticing things on here, which I'm keeping an eye on it because this could potentially be a parabolic move if it reaches a certain price point. And I'm thinking if it can reach up into this area and break out of here, we might see something real go a little wow. So, but we're not gonna predict the future. We're just gonna go by what the chart is telling us. And so right now we went below this 50% off of the 4-hour chart, and we haven't made our way back above it. So next area is this resistance, the 50% on the hourly chart. And then we have this lower trend line. So, and this order block right here. So I'm gonna move this alert to below here. Take this one off. So I'm gonna get an alert because I really want to know, and I might add one above just in case if we're to go a different direction, when it's dropping below that 50% mark on the hourly chart. So if I were to go to the daily, right, and see what is our potential, and the daily is, or 4-hour or daily, whichever one you want to go by, it's from this peak to this bottom right here. And from there, the next level above the 100% is at $2. I need to maybe increase the size so I can actually read it. $3.23. And so let's just say hypothetically it were to bounce here off of this order block right here and go up here, looking at 50%, but it might not be just a one shot, 50% from bottom to top, and then what was I gonna say? We might have multiple trades inside of that, right? And then what I would do is go back to Bitcoin and see how does that compare to Bitcoin, and then to Avalanche, and then to Math. But Math is just like one of those ones that I want to do when I see it's about ready to spike, because that could be like an instantaneous trade. So let's go to Avalanche. And another thing I do when we're in a downward trend is I always check. Let me just do it right quick. I always check to see if I see anything that's in green, because that means that if I see anything that's in green, that means that it goes in the opposite direction of Bitcoin. And that is one that I'll save. And sometimes I'll do a screener test. I'm not going to do that right now, but to look up if any coins that are going against the price movement of Bitcoin going down while they're going up. And that does happen. So I do check for coins that might be doing that, so that when price is moving down and we're still in the bull market and I don't want to do a short, I might can trade that particular coin while that price movement is going, while everybody else is going down. So, but let's go to Avalanche. All right, so I clean up the chart. Let's go to the 15-minute. I know it looks like a lot, but it's not as bad as you think. So I kind of cleaned it up. I need to clean up some more. I need to take some of these, some things that I don't need off of the fib. And I'm gonna kind of leave some of the, I'm gonna take this order block off. Just kind of clean it up a little bit. The rest I'm gonna let stay. Only thing I did add to this one is I added a parallel channel. And what I did with this, when I added it, I added the middle section where you see this 0.5 dotted line. And what I typically do is when I don't have a trend line for the price moving down yet, I use the previous trend line parallel channel, and then basically like this. So ordinarily people would put the trend line right here because it's going against the tops and then the lowest bottom. So I use that middle one to be the lowest bottom and expand it out and see if it will go against this bottom trend line. Will it touch this? And now I'm just waiting to see it to pass this 50% level off of the 15-minute chart and this order block right here. If you can see this little gray area block, dark gray block, it's right above the 61%. I know it's really, let me make it lighter so it can be seen on the video. So I'm suspecting it to kind of bounce in between here. But we'll see, right? But the good thing is that we're still above the 50% off of the daily chart. So I always know which fib belongs to what chart because the biggest font size is for my daily chart. Then I have the 4-hour or hourly chart, and then I might have a minor fib for like the 5-minute chart, right? But I don't have that right now because I don't really need it. I really just need to focus on the higher time frames as to see where's the bottom. And so that's what the typical routine for me is. When things are dropping, I'm more so focused on the higher time frames. And then once I see that it's reached a certain area, then I'll go to the lower time frames, like the 15-minute and the 5-minute, to see if we have like double touches on a certain support or demand area. So, and then I will go to, what's the other one? Math, real quick. So when we last looked at this one, I was talking about the 78%. If it can stay above that, then it might be okay. It kept going below it and then finally dropped out and dropped below the 100%. So off of the 15-minute or 5-minute, off of the 15-minute chart. So my next, I have an alert already for this demand area right here, to see if we can bounce off of here. If not, we'll just continue down. But I want to see if we can bounce over here, off of here. And I kept this previous trend line over here, and just to see if we can repeat history. Maybe we will, maybe we won't, but kind of give me an idea of what I'm working with possibly with this particular chart. So when it hit its peak and came out of that trend line, it wasn't ready to come back up until about 6 days, right? So I might be looking at a week before this particular chart is ready for another run. So what I probably would do is just keep alerts on here and mark the bottom of it for timeline so that I know, okay, 6 days, 5 or 6 days from now, we might be ready. So between 3 to 6 days, let's just say between 3 to 6 days, we probably be ready for another spike. And and then we can just go to the sheet. So right now, starting at 121, and like I said, it's not going to look like much at first and this is what discourages people, because when they see it's just a little bit of money, I did all that work and I just got, but then in comparison, if you just keep going, let it keep compounding, it actually has, like, if you look at a line chart, it kind of goes in a upward curve. So it looks like it's doing nothing, and then it kind of goes up exponentially. And but most people cannot handle that period of time where it looks kind of flat. And so right now it's going to look kind of flat. And so right now we're, oh my God, the balance is at 164, and but let's see how it affects April. As of right now, by April, if all goes well, and not every day you might not get 5%, but one day you might get 10%. So the next day you might not trade at all, right? But if you were to divide it against 2 days, you got 5% per day, right? So it's kind of sometimes going to work like that. So kind of like here above, where between Sunday and Monday, it was close to 10%, right? So it's going, and then there are going to be days where things just go parabolic and you might get 30% in one day, right? So it'll balance itself out. But what I'm trying to show you is that, like, we're still so far not really behind in the bigger picture. Like, I'm hoping to hit at least 10,000 or hit the six-figure monthly, not six figures a month, but like to hit six figures a year, you need at least a little over $8,300. So if everything stays pretty much on target, we should be there around April, May, right? And if you want to give yourself a little grace, and I would do that. I always like to under promise, over deliver. So instead of saying April, May, maybe say June, July. So 6 months to hit the annual six figures, right? So, but that will do it for today. Thank you so much. If you have any comments, and I hope I didn't bore you, and may you have a great and blessed day.